There are people we meet in life who become part of our story in ways we never really expected. The ones we used to see without making plans. The ones we could call anytime. The ones we could sit with for hours, sometimes talking about everything, sometimes saying nothing at all. And then somewhere along the way, life happens. Not necessarily because something went wrong. Sometimes we simply grow. Our priorities change. Our responsibilities become heavier. Our dreams take us in different directions. And there comes a time when we realize that the people we once saw every day are now people we haven't seen in months, sometimes years. Maybe you've experienced that too. Maybe there's someone you haven't spoken to in a long time, someone you still care about, but life somehow made it difficult to stay connected. And perhaps you've had that thought before, that maybe one day you'll simply go your separate ways, that maybe you'll outgrow each other, that perhaps life will become too demanding and pull you toward completely different directions. And somehow, we learn to accept that possibility even before it happens. Then one day, it does. We stop seeing each other, not because we want to, but because sometimes we need to. Because we're trying to survive this demanding world. We're building careers, taking care of families, chasing dreams, figuring ourselves out, trying to become the people we once hoped we would be. And somewhere between all of that, we realize that we don't have the same amount of time we used to. The conversations become less frequent. The spontaneous meetups become rarer. The coffee dates become something we keep saying we'll do someday. And yet, some friendships don't disappear just because they become quiet. I think that's one of the most beautiful things about genuine friendship. It doesn't always demand our constant attention. It doesn't require us to prove how much we care. It gives us room to live our own lives while quietly knowing that the connection is still there. Sometimes it's simply present, waiting, understanding, giving us the freedom to grow. And when we finally find our way back to each other, it doesn't feel like we have to start all over again. We just continue from wherever we left off. Maybe that's why some friendships survive distance, because they were never built on convenience. They were built on understanding, on shared experiences, on knowing that even when life gets busy, the connection can still remain. And I think there's something incredibly beautiful about that. Because we live in a world where so many relationships can feel conditional. What can we give? What can we offer? How often can we show up? How much of ourselves can we give to maintain a connection? But some relationships don't work that way. Some friendships simply allow us to be human. We can disappear for a while. We can change. We can grow. We can struggle. And somehow, there is still an unspoken understanding that the friendship hasn't disappeared. Maybe you've had someone like that in your life, someone you don't talk to often anymore, but you know you could still sit beside them and feel at home. Someone who has seen different versions of you, the younger you, the confused you, the version of you who was still trying to figure everything out. And perhaps they've changed too. Maybe you haven't witnessed every chapter of their growth. Maybe they haven't witnessed yours. We may not always see each other's milestones. We may not always be there when something wonderful happens. And we may not always be there when the blue days come, but that doesn't mean we don't care. Sometimes, caring for people from a distance means quietly hoping that life is treating them well. Hoping they're finding reasons to smile. Hoping they're getting enough rest. Hoping they're surrounded by people who make life a little softer. Hoping they're finding the strength to keep going, especially on the days when everything feels heavy. And maybe someday we'll meet again. Maybe we'll sit somewhere between cups of coffee and spend hours catching up. We'll talk about the things we overcame, the things we're still overcoming, the dreams that came true, and the ones that changed, the versions of ourselves we had to leave behind. And maybe we'll laugh at how seriously we once thought we had everything figured out. Because perhaps none of us ever really did. Maybe we're all just learning as we go. Learning how to carry our responsibilities, how to navigate disappointment, how to love people without holding them too tightly. And that sometimes growing apart doesn't mean the love disappears. It simply means life has given each person a different road to walk. And I don't know when you'll meet that person again. Maybe you already have. Maybe you haven't. Maybe there's someone you're thinking about right now. Someone you haven't seen in a very long time. And if there is, I hope you know that distance doesn't erase what was real. And if life gives you the chance to sit together again, I hope you take it. Not to recreate the past, but to meet each other as the people you've become. To listen, to laugh, to catch up on all the chapters you missed. To look back at everything you've been through and realize just how much you've both grown. And maybe when another storm comes, you can walk beside each other again. Not necessarily to solve each other's problems, not to have all the answers, but simply to offer a little company while the storm passes. Because sometimes, that's all we need. Someone who understands, someone who stays, someone who reminds us that we have made it through difficult seasons before and that we can make it through this one too. Perhaps some people aren't meant to walk beside us through every chapter of our lives. Some stay for a season, some leave for a lesson, and some become a quiet part of who we are, even when they're no longer physically present. So, To the people we don't get to see anymore, I hope life is kind to you. I hope you're becoming someone you're proud of. I hope you're finding little moments of peace in between the chaos. I hope you're surviving the things you don't talk about. And I hope you're still making room for the things that made you feel alive. And if our paths cross again someday, I hope we can sit down, order 2 cups of coffee, and talk about life as though the years between us were simply another chapter we needed to live through. Until then, keep going, keep growing, keep becoming, and wherever life takes you, I hope you know that somewhere, someone is quietly wishing you well.